Hi, my name is Frida, and today I want to share with you the impact of my ILO initiative. In Mexico, access to STEM education is a privilege, not a right, and this is where Alcanzando STEM enters. The problem we address is both local and global, and the numbers make it impossible to ignore. First of all, in Mexico, according to INEGI's 2020 census, 22,742 children and adolescents are currently institutional across the country, living in foster homes and social assistance centers, and there are 946 foster homes operating nationwide, 217 public and 729 private. And yet, a study supported by UNICEF revealed a significant data gap. There are incomplete records, missing case files, and a deep lack of governmental information about the living conditions of children in these centers. These children are not just underserved, they are largely invisible to public policies. And right here in Jalisco, the situation is equally alarming. Jalisco ranks as the second state in Mexico with the highest number of child and adolescents victims of sexual violence between ages of 1 and 17 in 2023, and the third state with the highest percentage of children between 3 and 7 years with educational lack, and furthermore, between 2022 and 2023, incidents of physical violence against children increased by 40%, and family violence against minors rose by 37%, painting a picture of deep structural vulnerability. And globally, it is estimated that 163 million children across 93 countries are orphans or lack permanent parental figures. Community-based intervention, structural volunteering, and educational outreach are intentionally recognized as essential tools for mitigating these effects, and that is precisely where the gap of Alcanzando STEM exists to fill. This initiative is grounded in 5 sustainable development goals. First, the number 3, good health and well-being. Number 4, equality education. Number 10, reduce inequality. 11, sustainable cities and community. And 17, partnerships for the goals. We approach this reality with respect for the dignity of every child. They are not defined by their circumstance, but by their potential. And well, Alcanzando STEM operates as the scaling and consolidation stage, functioning as an educational, community-based, and citizen participation initiative. Our model is built on a strong multi-stakeholder alliance, as Prepa Tech Santa Anita, the student group, especially STEAMbots 6702, which is a group that focuses on first robotics competitions, and these help us in logistics and transportation. Then we have the Carpes of Campus Guadalajara, an association of Soñar Despierto, which led us to a strategic leadership and supervision. Also, furthermore, we have student groups in Campus Guadalajara, one of them Quantum Speed Racing Team, which is which help us with their recreational activities. And also we have the sponsoring families, which we call them the Familias Apadranidoras. And also we have all the participating foster homes and communities, and our EGS community, in where we build this communication path, and also the part of the documentation. And each partner plays a specific role, making the initiative not only impactful but repeatable and scalable. And clear logistics, defined roles, and consistent coordination are what allow us to grow strong every year. This would be the 4th year we implement this initiative. First, we started with Pilar del Santana, which is a community nearby Ciudad Bungambilias here in Guadalajara. And what we started doing is, with the help of the student group STEAMbots, we went to the community and teach them STEAM classes to the kids in the community. And we repeat this process until 3 years, and these 4 years we decided to grow in our impact. That's why this semester this year we carry 3 major actions that brought our cause statement to life. First, as I mentioned, we have the STEAM classes, And what we did is with our student volunteers, they taught children the basic of robotics through hand-on and playful activities. This is the heart of Alcanzando STEM, I would say, that is stand for giving children access to the world of science and technology in a way that is fun, accessible, and inspiring. And for many of these kids, it's what their first encounter with robotics, and it opened a door they didn't know they existed. This is something that we could measure. Since the first time we went to the community, the kids didn't have an idea of what was going on, and on this year that we all went to the community, like these kids have like improved not only in the areas of robotics. We also have teach them, some kids didn't knew how to read, since some of them don't go to school. So what we did is teach them first how to read, then we teach them mathematics, and finally we like make the jump to robotics. And it's been like a real like full file like experience to seeing this process in kids of making in this period of 4 years, something really impactful, I would say. And yes. And well, before going to that, another activity we well, more than activity, an action we made this semester is we went in children then to a girls foster home, and we brought them toys, clothing, and food, and this created a space of dignity, of joy, and genuine human connection for girls who rarely experience that kind of celebration. And the smiles, the hugs, the energy in the room were proof that what we do matters and makes an impact in their life. Then we also, in Christmas, we organized a Christmas Pasara, which was one of our most rich annual events. Since this year, we brought together children from multiple foster homes and marginalized communities, creating a shared celebration filled with games and small artistic shows, cultural activities, in sponsors, and personally gift deliveries for each of the 200 children that attended the event. And most importantly, a meaning interaction between volunteers and children, that the Posada is more than a party. It's a bridge between worlds that rarely meets. And all of these three activities impact the 7 dimensions of well-being. First one, the emotional. We provided the joy, connection, and a sense of belonging for vulnerable children. And then also the social one, we strengthened the relationships between foster homes, marginalized community, and students in general. Physical, well, we provided the food, clothing, and a safe recreational activities where they can enrich in this area. And also the purpose and the meaning. Student volunteers develop empathy, leadership, and a genuine sense of service is what we have noticed in not only this year but during the 4 years. In the community, we reinforce the bond between educational institutions and local communities. And economics, well, donating of toys, clothing, food, and sponsored gifts provide direct material support to the children in need. And environmental, we use campus spaces and resources responsibly and efficiently to all our events. And well, I believe that this initiative has really changed me. Like standing, like after these 4 years of going, is something that it cannot be described in words. It's something that I believe has like a mutual impact, since like the children receiving like this knowledge, this support, and these new opportunities, and we as students gain something equally powerful, which is the empathy and the social awareness, and the kind of leadership that only grows through genuine service. Right? It's not something you can teach in a classroom. It's something that you need to live. And I also believe that this model is self-sustained, since it's not only depend on one person or one group. It is held up by a network of committed partners, loyal volunteer bases, and sponsor families who return year after year because they believe in what we are building. And every cycle we grow in numbers, in reach, and in recognition within not only like tech community but also with our student community in general here in Jalisco. It's something really impactful. I would say that this Alcanzando STEM only can work not only if I am here in the project, all my fellow students. are in the project involved it could work on in their own, which is something transcendent at the end of the day. And our next step are focused on formalizing our process into an operation manual and expanding the number of children and community we reach, and implementing a formal evaluation method to measure the emotional and educational impact we generate. So Alcanzando STEM is the proof that students can generate a real, tangible, and lasting change. And we don't call our event Alcanzando STEM just because we want to. We call it that because we truly offer what goes far beyond any object, which is connection, dignity, opportunity, and hope. So, and I would like to thank EGS for this opportunity to help us embrace this initiative that we already had, but bringing it to EGS, we could expand ourselves and have more students also from the EGS program that joined us this year. It was something remarkable, I would say. And I hope that this initiative could be working years after years, and in some years we can say that this initiative really make an impact not only here in Jalisco but in Mexico. Thank you.